Hi, I'm Michele Weiner-Davis, and thanks for watching my video. So I'd like to introduce myself to you. A lot of people know me as the Divorce Buster, and that's because I developed a model for working with couples to help them keep their marriages and their families together. The title was named after my best-selling book, Divorce Busting. You know, and over the years that I've been teaching thousands of therapists, lots of people have asked me, Michele, what is divorce busting? So today, in the first of 3 videos, I'm going to explain to you some of the underlying assumptions of this model. But before I do, I'd like to give you a little background about how I got to where I'm at today. So I got out of graduate school, and I learned a great deal about theory in graduate school, and I learned very little about how to help people change. I relied primarily on 2 very simple psychotherapy principles. The first one was, if people are having difficulty and you help them to analyze how they were raised and how they're repeating the patterns of the past, they will have this amazing insight. They'll go home, they'll change, and they'll come back and tell you all about it. Well, it happened a little bit, but it didn't happen enough to keep me satisfied because I care about the outcome of my work. In fact, I remember when I was working with this couple early on as a rookie therapist, and we were, I think, about 6 sessions into it. I was helping them understand their past and how they were repeating the patterns, and finally the wife said to me, Michele, now we understand why we're doing what we're doing. So when do we get to the part of this process where you actually help us figure out what to do about our problem? I thought, that's what I thought we were doing, but apparently not. So I relied on psychotherapy principle number 2, which is if people are having problems, just get them to talk openly about their feelings. And once they talk about their feelings, their problems will dissolve. So anytime anybody was talking about anything, I had a mantra. And my mantra was, yes, but how do you feel about that? So couples were talking about their feelings, and what I discovered is that by the end of the session, because their feelings were so polarized, they liked each other even less than when they walked through the door. I knew what I was doing wasn't working. I was feeling incredibly ineffective. I wanted to help people change, but I felt lost. So I knew I had to do something about it. And I quickly found myself training with a wonderful man named Steve DeShazer. And soon after that, I learned an enormous amount from him. But soon after that, I became part of the staff at the Bree Family Therapy Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I was there in what had to be the most exciting time because the development of the model of solution-focused brief therapy was in process, and I was part of the process. I wasn't studying solution-focused brief therapy. I became solution-focused brief therapy. You wouldn't have wanted to know me back then. But part of what happened for me is I saw how the model, in helping people change rapidly without dissecting the past, it was exactly what couples needed because they didn't have the luxury of time to analyze their navels when their marriages were falling apart. So I used the model as a springboard to develop another model that focused specifically solely on helping couples dissolve their differences and keep their marriages together. Hence the birth of divorce busting.